at some point. With a song like Small Victories, what I'm trying to say there, in a sense, is that it's very rare that a person acts on a pure impulse, and not like a pure motive, a motive that's, you know, only for the larger good. And we see them every day. We see situations every day where we can kind of act on something good. We don't always do it. And when we ended up rescuing this old horse, it was not for any monetary gain. I mean, she cost us thousands, and she, you know, and endless sleepless nights sitting up with her when she got sick. And there's a real value in doing that. Anyone who has kids will tell you there's a value just simply in those endless nights sitting up when the kid is sick. There are things you do outside of yourself that they're not initially for yourself, but they end up being that way. The act of some sort of any kind of selfless act will eventually come back to you in some sort of reward. And so maybe that's the central theme of that song. If I think, you know, if I think about it long enough and hard enough, I'll figure out what the song's about.
You've no business buying a mare like that, but buy her if you must. He bit the end off his cigar and spat it in the dust. She's old, she's lame, she's barren too, she's not worth feed or hay. But I'll give her this, he blew smoke at me, she was something in her day. I recall her well 10 years ago. She was a winner in her prime. She was fast and lean and willing, but they raced her past her time. And though she had the heart, her legs were gone. It wasn't hard to see. They kept her at it in the hopes of just one more small victory. And she was shunted round from track to track, from Kentucky up to Maine. They'd run her in cheap claimers, all doped up to master pain. And if it's my advice you want, I'd say the poor thing's had her day. Be throwing good cash after bad, it's best you turned away. Well, they led her round the auction shed, and the bidding started low. To go for dog food, someone said, the market's been that slow. But she raised her head and she pricked her ears, and before the hammer fell, she was mine. My friend turned round to me, you're soft-headed, I can tell. But she's been shoved from pillar to post, said I, and always done her best. They used her up, they wrung her dry, you'd think she'd earn a rest. So if she does not but end her days beneath some shady tree, I'll have saved her from the knacker's yard, and that's enough for me. Well, that was near 2 years ago. She's filled out some since then. The more so since she's been in full. She eats enough for 10. And this morning as I crept to the barn, around about 3:30, there stood nursing on still trembling legs one more small victory.